What If It's Cool is proudly brought to you by Respo Clothing. Feel like a champion by wearing the merch from all the stars, including Luke Resner, B Squared, Savannah Rowe, John Stop Action, Nova Nichols, The Cooters, and my personal favourite, Conflict Axiom. So feel like a champion by checking out Respo Clothing. They can be found on Facebook and on Instagram. In the mood for some wrestling? Make sure to check out the Melbourne Wrestling Show every Thursday at 10 PM on Channel 31. Need a custom entrance video, graphic, or hyperreel made? Make sure to check out Goated Wrestling Media on Instagram so you too can be the greatest of all time. Want your best dance moves or sporting event captured on film? Make sure to check out Have a Nice Day Productions, where every day is a nice day. Need some promo shots or your event filmed and edited? Or make sure to check out Adrian Cassar Media for all your media needs. Want to stand out from the crowd with an amazing photo shoot? Or make sure to check out Jamsta Photography so you too can stand out from the crowd. Hello and welcome to another episode of What If It's Cool, the show where we talk about anything and everything that is cool in the world today. I'm your friendly neighborhood Daniel-Paul. Yes, I know it's a shit joke. Just go with it, guys. Fucking hell. With us on Blue Team this week is the leader of Blue Team that I like to call him because, you know, he started the whole thing with me. The legend known as Tass. Tass, how you going?
Good. It's a hot day today. You could probably hear my fan going, and it's storming outside. But yeah, other than that, we're good.
Hey, it's Melbourne. You know, like you just have to wait 5 minutes and it'll change again.
Exactly.
But it's not even raining around here though. Like I can see that it's dark in the winter, but no rain. And with us, the former Texan, the fun fact one, and all around nice human being outside of the ring, dangerous Pete Morgan.
How you doing, man? Daniel,
I literally couldn't think of anything Spider-Man related for you guys. I just
Peter man.
oh fuck! I should go the real Peter Parker. Fucking
There you go.
But now I'm doing well, brother. How are you?
Now I'm all right. I'm just going to be flat honest. I'm a little tired because so just to get this off my chest. We had a little bit of an argument at the offices of What If It's Cool because I dropped a little bit of a bombshell that I have never watched the Invincible TV series. To which Pete says, Pete, just fucking say what you said.
The fuck you been doing with your time, brother? Like, the show's been out for ages. Season 3 comes out this month, and you haven't touched it. Fuck, man. Cool. Yeah, it really does. It comes out. Well, we're recording this on the 2nd, and it comes out in 4 days.
Oh, are you fucking shitting me?
Yeah, that's why I posted it in the group. I'm like, I didn't think it was coming out that soon.
Well, that's going to be another thing that we're going to cover now because of what happened last night. So I started watching it at 2:00, and I think I don't know what time I went to bed last night because I finished season 1 and I watched the. I had to look this up because I remember someone said that there's a special. That goes in between season 1 and 2, and yes. If you're watching on Prime, it doesn't do that. It goes straight into season 2. So I watched that, and I have to admit, yes, I'm a fuckwit that I didn't watch it. I'm a terrible leader when it comes to What If It's Cool because you know it is a friggin' cool show. Stop shaking your head. But yes, I'm very tired, but yeah, that's one thing. But I also pissed off Pete as well because we were talking about all different kinds of things in the chat, which is actually going to snowball into another episode with me and Tass later on in the future of this this at least this season of What If It's Cool. Because we were talking about Bartmann and all different kinds of Disney things, and I brought up. Oh God, you really want to kill me right now, don't you?
I'm waiting to figure out what the bombshell is, man. Drop the bomb.
When we were talking about the voice actors and everything, and I stupidly said that Rick and Morty. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's right, because we're talking about
Jesus.
because we're talking about Rule 34. And I said that obviously that Rick and Morty started off as Rule 34, and then obviously snowballed into what it is now. And I told a little bit of story because I don't know if many people know the podcast Talking to Rob Paulson. Rob Paulson, if you don't know who he is, this show is clearly not for you. This podcast that featured the first season of Rick and Morty, and obviously the creators were on the show and were talking about how Rule 34 became that sort of thing. They did a reenactment of what it would sound like if Rick and the Brain, because Maurice Malas was there, were getting what Tass was getting in Hotel Underground, and it was the most funniest fucking thing I ever heard. Pete just got really pissed because don't you share it? I fucking shared it.
I listened to that ages ago when I was like going a deep dive on when the Australian skit of Rick and Morty, and I found that on the deep dive, and I still haven't recovered. So thank you for bringing that back up, you fucking bastard.
Hey, and then I brought up another one with Nolan North and Sean Astin.
See, at least Nolan North, I can buy it because he voiced Deadpool. I can buy that. Never do that again, brother.
No, the best one. No. Like
viewers here, I'm gonna put them in my game.
Anyway, what are we here to talk about today, boys?
We are here to talk about the formerly, what did they first call it? Spider-Man freshman year, but now they've renamed it to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. The first 2 episodes are finally released on Disney Plus.
And basically segueing from what you were just talking about, Daniel, to this.
Yeah. Hell of a
more kid-friendly.
Subtle as a brick.
I love how we started off this episode adult, now it's going back into family friendly.
PG, brother, PG.
PG.
Wait, we're not on Netflix. We haven't got that deal.
Yeah. No.
Oh fuck! Netflix.
Wasn't it called Spidey at one point?
Yeah, it was. I think no. Wasn't it called Spidey? At least the fake name at the start.
The comic that I think they were taking inspiration from was originally called Spidey, but then it got changed to I think
I was about to say, I thought it was like when they announced it, they called it Spider-Man freshman year because originally it was going to be a prequel to Homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that I didn't know. I remember it was called freshman year, but I didn't remember. I didn't think it was going to be a.
Well, that's what everyone thought until they released the artwork of the characters and like there was Norman Osborn and all that, and they're like, oh, okay, this is different.
Okay,
extremely different.
Oh,
and then there's a different universe.
Yeah, and look, I'm gonna get it out of the way now because otherwise, when we get to it, I'm gonna fucking rant, and this episode is gonna be 3 hours long.
Yeah.
If you get pissed off at the fact that they have gender swapped or race swapped characters, fuck off.
Exactly.
You are literally a comic book fan that I want nothing to fucking do with. They are alternate. Oh, sorry, what were you saying, Tass?
They've done it in Spider-Man media before.
They have
multiple times.
Like
Into the Spider-Verse. Anybody? Doc?
Exactly. Like one, it's a different universe, so who gives a shit? It's not the regular Kirk Connors or the regular Peter Parker or like the regular universe characters. And 2, so what? Like, is it going to affect you at all? Like, are your taxes going to be raised? No, your president's going to do that. Okay, yeah, no, I'll draw it back a bit on that.
No.
Sorry.
And other people have said that too.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. If you enjoy the character, if you enjoy the show, then it doesn't matter. If you don't enjoy the characters or you don't enjoy the story, then just don't watch.
Exactly.
But don't fucking like go off and expect all of us to be on your side because we're going to see that and ignore you because we will like it. So yeah, I
Well,
wanted to get that out of the way before.
I'll give my 2 cents. I wasn't like crash hot when I saw it, but as I'm watching it, I'm like thinking it's a different like what you're saying, like different units. Like yeah, okay, I'll just watch this with fresh eyes. Fuck it,
Yeah.
you know. It's
Like
like I didn't crack the shits when Into the Spider-Verse when they changed Doc Ock. I thought it was a really good way they did it, and it was fucking awesome.
yeah, and
And
I didn't
not to go
expect it when
full
I saw
yeah.
it. And it was
Not to go
good.
full deep into this yet, because obviously we're going to go into it later. Like I like some of the changes that they've done because it's more modern now than what it was. To like if hypothetically they were to do some of the things that they did this, but do the old times. I don't think the tone of the show would be the same. I think it'd be like copy and paste, and it'd just be freaking boring. You know,
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
I just
you gotta
censor
switch
myself
it
by
up.
saying freaking fuck.
Yeah, and if you want the regular characters, like the characters the way that you want them presented, then just read the comics or even watch the '94 animated series or Spectacular
Exactly.
Spider-Man. They're all portrayed that way in those shows. Like, who gives a shit? Plus,
Oh,
they make
and
it very obvious in the first, like, in the intro to the show, like the clips you see before the intro. It is a different universe. They make it so obvious,
mm.
so it doesn't matter.
You know what, let's dive into the episode. Tass
Yeah,
or Pete, can you read the synopsis of the actual show itself before we get into the first episode, please?
Tass, you got that. I read the facts. You read the synopsis.
Okay, so I'll get onto the IMDb. So I'm on the wiki thing, but and it's got the whole plot for it.
Beautiful.
Hang on.
Can I just like admire something that is in Tass's background? I love the fact that you've got the is that No Way Home, or is that on your left? Is that No Way Home? The
Oh, the big, like
yeah.
the Spider-Man head. The
Yeah, was that
cup.
No Way Home, or was
That
that
No,
was
no, no, it was Far From Home. I know because
Far From Home? Yeah.
I've got
yeah.
the cup right next to me.
No, I've got that in the back as well. But I
I
love
got two
that.
of them when the movie came out. I've just lost the Spider-Man.
Okay. Season 1, episode 1, Amazing Fantasy. During high school orientation, Peter's life is forever changed. A new era of Spider-Man begins here.
That pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I will quickly list off the facts of the opening scene then.
Mm-hmm.
So, off the bat, we get the vibe that it's going to be very similar to MCU. So, the first hint that we get of that is the location card at the beginning, the big Queens in the middle of the screen. That is pretty much exactly shot for shot that they used for Civil War, even down to the Avengers Tower in the background.
Yes.
What else have we got?
There'll be quite a few of those, but I'll leave that on your
Yeah. Plus, when you get to, I believe, oh yeah, so this is the first where we see Peter Parker for the first time. This is a good fact, actually.
Yeah.
So when you see Peter waking up, he has issue 14 of Amazing Fantasy on his face. Now, the reason it has Amazing Adult Fantasy is no, it's not because it's an erotic comic. Everybody's already made that joke. But it was literally a selling ploy by Stan Lee to sell to a more adult audience. And it was renamed to Amazing Fantasy for issue 15, hence the debut of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
But I believe we see issue 14 and then the episode begins because the episode is basically a retelling of the events of Amazing Fantasy 15. So you see the previous comic and then the episode is current.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just didn't like pop my head now. Fuck.
It's one of my favorite aspects of the show so far is just the visual storytelling. And like I might be doing too far of a deep dive into it, but that's what
No.
Like when I watched the trailer with you guys, I was like, animation style was like, oh yeah. Like I just thought it was just going to be just standard fare. I get as we're getting into the whole start of this, I get the feels of the Marvel Super Hour. I don't know if you guys remember that, where it was like this was like in the 70s, and obviously none of us were born yet because I'm not that fucking
Oh
old.
no, was this the Spider-Man pirate? Oh, was it Spider-Man
And his
Iceman?
amazing friends.
Yeah,
No, 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 no. So this is the one where it was Captain America, Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk,
And Thor,
Thor.
wasn't
I feel like there was a fifth one, but I
it?
could be wrong.
Namor?
Nah, Namor wasn't in this one at the start because actually no Namor they did do it with Namor as well.
Yeah.
Where it felt like it was actually a motion comic, like the entire. And I still get this feel
Yep.
from the entire thing. The only difference is it's not obviously, if you guys have seen those episodes, obviously it's somebody, lips in the middle going,
They move
just
the mouth,
talking.
yeah.
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 But if you've never watched that, seriously go watch it and just watch it for what it is, because it's some of it's actually really fucking gold, like just
Yeah.
how, especially the Incredible Hulk's theme music. It's so sweet.
Oh,
And then it just said to Hulk. Like, no. Hang on. You know who's the one that's the most messed up because it just doesn't fit with the entire feel, especially with the graphics that are on? The Iron Man one. That does not work at all. Like, I
And there
don't
was
know.
an Easter egg of that theme in the first Iron Man movie.
Yes.
yeah, there is. It's bloody Rhodey's ringtone. I'm pretty sure.
Anyway, let's dive into this episode because, like, obviously as we've already said, there's a lot of callbacks to the MCU here. The one thing that I noticed of this one, and this is why I thought it was going to be the prequel too, is because he's calling Aunt May, just like
Yeah.
what is in the MCU. Me personally, and I think this may be because of the Filipino in me, I would never call my relatives by their name. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way? Could you do that?
It depends, really. Like it might just be the relationship they have.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, pretty
it's
much.
spread across the same thing. It just depends on the family member.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just couldn't do it.
Mm.
But we already get into introduction of, and this is how I knew this wasn't an MCU thing. Sorry, but a prequel, because obviously Pete gets to school. I know I'm already fast forwarding to a little bit, but we got limited time. And we get Doctor Strange, and hang on, who is this one? Is this Siren, or I don't know which
No,
No,
I think it's just a random symbiote monster.
random symbiote?
Yeah, it's definitely symbiote.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like it might not be, but it's either just a pure Clintaran, who are the actual race of symbiotes, that's what their name is, or it could possibly be like a sort of Venom / Alien Craven hybrid. Like I got Craven vibes from it.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know, but yeah, we don't get any allusion to what it actually is. We just know off the design itself, it's definitely a symbiote.
Yeah.
But the fact that that Pete doesn't say that's Doctor Strange, he's like just like a magic man thingy,
Yeah.
Magic Man. No, wait, no, that's Rocket Man. Oops.
I thought you were about to mention Maddie Wild, But, oh shit! Sorry, Pete. I know that's
Bro, no, it's me wrestling that guy got me 2 trophies and 2 personal. It was worth every minute.
Shout out to Maddie Wild. But no, like that whole sequence was okay. Like I'm gonna be flat honest. This episode was very flat for me. But like I wasn't really feeling it this whole bit. But when the spider comes out of the
The sling ring.
out of the ring, I was like, what the fuck? Like
Mm.
It was a nice little change up.
yeah.
Like that's how we get the genetically mutated spider. No, it's just from a different universe.
Yeah. But that's also what I mentioned earlier about how they make it obvious that this is an alternate timeline, because when Peter goes to Midtown High, which is the high school he does attend in MCU, the battle between Doctor Strange and the symbiote, it forces him to attend a local high school. So we don't actually get to see him meet MJ or Ned or even Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
So that is a good explanation as to why we don't have those characters in the show.
True.
That's fair. I'm just hoping that we get a bit more explanation of like what's going on with the spider, not leave it to like season 2.
Especially because in the comics, the spider bit him and then died almost straight away. But this time, it just crawls away onto someone's back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious
Yeah.
as to who that. I'm curious as to who that was.
But hang on, isn't like Silk or oh my god, which is the other one? Can't remember.
If you're thinking about Silk, she got bit on the foot, so it would have bit someone on the foot before it.
No, but wasn't there somebody? Wasn't there, like in the announcement? Wasn't there? They said there was like another spider person a part of the show. Like I feel like it was Silk that was announced, but maybe I don't know.
Like Silk's supposed to be in the next Spider-Man game. Like she gets the credit scene mentioned at the end of the game, but
And she was going to get a Sony project before that fell through.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah,
that's a whole other story we'll get to eventually.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. I'm still pissed at that. I'm still pissed at that.
Oh no, there is one thing I need to mention just before we move on too far past it. When Peter misses his train and does the fucking and go and like teases the suit pull out, but instead ends up pulling out his breakfast, like the oatmeal or whatever. During the conversation that Parker and May have, they mention Ben. Like straight up just mention Ben. But I love how, and this is why I love the visual storytelling. You get you see right after he mentions Ben by name, it does a wide shot of Peter and May, and you see a glint come from her wedding ring.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, that was the first thing that caught my eye the first time I watched that episode. And yeah, like the visual storytelling in these two episodes is just
you feel it when you see that though as well, like the pain that they're both going through,
and the conversation they have in the car before he goes to the Midtown.
Yeah, especially because it was only alluded to in the MCU. Like there was a small reference, like very small reference in Homecoming. Because when Ned finds out that Parker is Spider-Man, he goes, "I can't put May through this, not after what happened."
Yeah,
and that was it.
And then we got and then we had Nowhere Home. They kind of like flat out said shit all about it, but
they made up
didn't
so much lost time. Dropped his name, dropped the line, dropped everything. Dropped May while they were at it.
I think Far From Home was the more overt MCU reference because Peter uses Uncle Ben's briefcase for the holiday.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does.
So there is the reference there, but like you can just tell in Nowhere Home, they're like, well, we got to kill her off, so we're going to cram all the Uncle Ben refernes.
With great power comes great responsibility. Everything.
Do you know? Sorry to go on a bit of a tangent, but do you know how hard it is to explain that to a kid? Like, what's all these, Uncle Ben references? Because like Bubs had never watched Spider-Man before we saw No Way Home, and afterwards,
first movie, Jesus,
huh?
Yeah, it was the first movie.
But what a first movie for him to watch! Like how friggin' awesome! You see all three Spider-Men in the friggin' picture, you know?
Yeah, but I bet you now you're going to show him the original Raimi trilogy, and he's going to be like, "Oh, this is shit." What the?
You're not that far off what he said.
Oh my god, I will drop kick your child the next time I see him.
Oh, wait. He's in the other room.
I'm coming.
Hey, Buff. No, go back to your room. Go back to your room. Go back to your room. Don't worry about it.
Good lord.
I don't know if you heard that on the microphone. He's like, "What, Dad?"
No.
Like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
No, I think his problem was that just the special effects were just bad. I think he actually liked the movies, but they're just not in the visual sense.
Yeah, they are old.
Like no, I don't think he likes. I don't know if he's gonna like the Amazing Spider-Man. I personally like those movies, but we're going that we're talking about stuff that we're going to talk about later in the future, and we can't really say anything right now. But I will say this though: the one thing I will point out is that Bub said and it's exactly the same. And this is why I'm fucking proud of the kid, right? When towards the end where Norman Osborn goes, "Oh, that
Yeah.
whole bit." Out of all the things you can say, and Bugs just turned around and goes, "Why would you just say oh? Wouldn't you just go oh shit or something like that?" Obviously, my kid doesn't swear, but I'll just exaggerate. But that's what he said. I was like, I don't know, I just reckon he's a psycho, and he just goes, "That's a stupid line." I'm like, I fucking love you.
That's just Sam Raimi's direction style, honestly.
I know, but no, but if my 10-year-old can turn around and say it, I'm just like I'm fucking proud, No, but let's move on to this bit, and obviously we cut through what is it, a couple weeks or is it a couple of months by this point?
Oh, it's a couple of months, I reckon.
Yeah,
Like you can tell that it was a long. Hang on, I think I got notes of the intro. Oh God, I've got so much.
Oh yeah, and we don't get the opening credits until after that whole.
After he gets bitten.
Can we? All right, how do we feel about the song? Is it cool?
It's not bad. Like I like how they respect the original. Like they sort of remixed it. It gave it a nice, especially because the art style itself is a throwback to Steve Ditko, which they emulated in that 1960s show. So it's very much appreciated that like they're calling it all the way back. Plus,
I just don't like the remix. Sorry,
it's not the best, but it's also like it's just the culture. Really.
Well, I guess it's like it's not as bad as what it could have been because if anyone remembers the New Adventures of Spider-Man, the 3D animated that starred Neil Patrick Harris, which is criminally underrated.
Oh, hell yeah!
That theme song was just shite.
That was just straight up like intro to a house techno song, and they don't even get to the drop. Like that's all the vibes I get. All because like to be honest, I'm a massive fan of like the Spider-Man '94 intro. Like,
Who isn't? Who was not?
But honestly, nothing's gonna top Spectacular Spider-Man intro for me. Spectacular Spider-Man. Yeah, like nothing's gonna beat that for me.
Please don't demonetize us YouTube or Spotify for that.
No, they don't demonetize covers anymore. We're safe.
But yeah, I'm looking it up. It is several months after.
Okay.
All right, well then I'll quickly smash through all the facts I've got for
Go
this.
for it.
Thanks, guys. So you've got the Iron Man air freshener in Aunt May's car, proving Avengers exist in this timeline.
Yeah.
When the Sling Ring opens in front of Midtown High, we get a snippet of the Doctor Strange theme by Michael Giacchino.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. When the Sling Ring first opens up, the first few notes of the original Doctor Strange theme by Michael Giacchino.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that because I didn't. But then again, I've got one fucking ear, so what am I knowing?
It's either they play like the first like 30 seconds, give or take, of it, or they do like a small cover of it to implicate who's coming through.
Like what AEW did with Christian themed music, just like do a cover completely instead of writing a new fucking song.
It wants to be Going Under by Evanescence so bad, but it can't. The Strange variant. I call him the Strange variant because he makes it very obvious that this is not my timeline because he's like, we're not supposed to be here. So I call him the Strange variant. They make it so obvious it's a different timeline.
I didn't think it was a timeline. I just thought he was like he's traveled in the wrong actual time itself, not a different universe.
Oh, just saying, we're not supposed to be here. And plus the spider comes through as well. So that's why I reckon that's the timeline branch. So yeah, he plays into the Steve Ditko artwork as the design of Doctor Strange is very much accurate to Ditko's design of the character.
Yellow gloves, red.
The yellow gloves, the mustache, even the hair. Like it is very much close to
how
Ditko drew.
I just got Thunderstorm, boys.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Shit.
I can't tell if it's that or if it's a train.
I'm sorry, no, just like literally the window that's outside the door, it just like electrified. It was that was scary.
Yeah, good then.
As you say, Doctor Strange. Why couldn't it be Thor? Because
is he here now? Like we're not supposed to be here either. Shit.
Yes.
Well, yeah, my next fact is on the how he says we're not supposed to be here and everything is signifying a breach in the timeline. The origin is actually the origin of this Spider-Man is very similar to Miles Morales because a spider from a different timeline comes in and creates new Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
There's a small inconsistency, but multiverse theory beats it, so it doesn't really matter. But I wanted to point this out.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange uses his astral form to dodge a car that gets thrown at him, but in every other way he's used astral projection, his real body stays behind. So I don't know if he just turned himself intangible, like a Kitty Pryde situation going on, or something like that. But yeah, I thought that was a bit.
I've now got to rewatch this entire scene because that just flew right over my head.
I told you, bro. I've watched that scene I've watched these episodes 4 times to get all this.
This is why he earned the nickname. Fun fact.
Yeah, that's what I do. I've missed doing it since X-Men '97. So Peter distracting the symbiote monster, like how he threw the brick while the monster was holding a character we'll get to in a second. It reminded me of like the Steve Rogers jumping on the grenade moment. Like you don't need powers to be.
Yeah.
That's why I reckon that's why I love his character arc so far. And there's another point of that, but we'll get to that later. And the 10th point I've written down for my notes is Nico fucking Minoru.
Yep. And I think she's going to be a major character in the series.
Yep. Like a main character from the Runaway series. Like I am, especially because I popped so hard for it because I just finished only like maybe a week ago or so my second playthrough of Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah, so she was a massive part in that game, so she was still fresh in my head.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard her name, because like I saw the character and I was like, oh, it sort of looks like her actually.
Can you just give her a quick rundown? Because like I know of the character, I don't know much about the character.
All right, hang on.
This could take a while.
Yes, but then again, this is what if it's cool. We always go on fucking tangents.
So this is a sequel series of Runaways. So it's not the original.
Still fucking awesome though.
Yeah, but that character there, I'm trying to get the reflection out of it. That character there is Nico. So the point of the Runaways was they're all children of parents who turn out to be supervillains.
Yeah.
And Nico's parents were blood magic wizards. So
okay, I remember the character now.
Yeah, so yeah, and she has the Staff of One, which is like a massive magical artifact. Basically, it casts spells by using one word, and that spell happens, but she can't use that spell a second time.
Yeah.
I will say this though, I don't know if you guys, I know you guys have watched it, but I don't know if the audience ever got to saw it because it got a very, very limited run here in Australia, and sadly, it's not on fucking Disney Plus anymore. God damn it! The Runaways TV show was fucking dope.
That was, and it was. So
I never read the Runaways before I watched the TV series. I went back after watching the first two episodes, and I fucking loved the Runaways. I felt that everyone that was cast was perfect.
Yeah, it was.
It's the only show that every single character that's from the comic book is either look like it or they at least have all the mannerisms enough to pull it off. How many? Like, there's no other show that ever did it. I mean, some people could go, "Oh yeah, what's it? Agents of Shield." No, that they keep added shit onto that.
Yeah, no, Agents of Shield was very much just a TV show to capitalize on the MCU.
But it was a good show though. But like,
it wasn't terrible. Especially, I think it was season 5 or something when they do the Winter Soldier arc.
Yeah.
Like
four. I think
season 4 was it?
Yeah, I think so.
They did the Civil. Sorry, not the Civil War. Winter Soldier fallout during season 4. Yeah. And then I think the final season, which was 6 or 7, does the Infinity War aftermath, and like they get their own dusting scene and everything.
Yeah. No,
I think the only one that actually survived the whole thing was Agent Cole. I think. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't watched it in a while, but I know he survived.
You know what? I think that's going to be another show we tackle eventually, because I would love to actually finish that show that series. I never did.
Yeah, I watched the episode when like the first episode when it premiered, and they even got Samuel Jackson in on episode 1, and I was like, like, it just sucks that it's not really canon in the main timeline, even though they reference it in Age of Ultron. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? And then yeah, we're up to the opening theme. So the opening credits is a remix of the original Spider-Man theme with small scenes depicting similar transformation shots used in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Yes.
So when you see like the spider crawling on the DNA strand and everything, that was taken straight out of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. The intro also uses the Ben Day dots art style, which was used in similar classic comics of the era, as well as Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. There's a small panel showing a shadow Spider-Man behind Peter, which is very similar to the splash page used in Amazing Fantasy 15. There's a shot of Peter climbing up the wall in civilian clothes. That's a straight up reference to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man because
Yes.
I can't find any other reference to it anywhere else. There's a panel or a small panel shot. You see like a massive, bold, muscly criminal try to grab him, and Peter picks him up and throws him away. In that shot, he wears a mask made of web, similar to the mask that he wore against Crusher Hogan in Amazing Fantasy 15.
Oh.
And this one's the big one because
Yes.
you get a real shot of different Spider-Man suits, and most of them are references. Most of them. So the panels themselves are references to character panels that used to be in like I think it was the top left of a comic book cover.
Yep.
They have like all of the characters would have one, but Spider-Man especially. And the poses that are used in those character shots during the intro were all used in actual comics. So one of them was used for I think the entire 1980s. Like when he swapped over between the black suit and the normal red and blue, that pose was used. But there's also the big time spider suit, so black with the green symbol. There is also a Hornet / Prodigy suit, and right next to that is Dust, which they are characters from the Identity Crisis Spider-Man storyline, which was a fallout of the Clone Saga.
Okay.
And,
Can we not talk about the Clone Saga? That's going to be a debate.
If the reference is there, I got a reference.
I know.
Damn. I don't like talking about it either, but fuck, I got to bring it up again.
Let me just point out one thing, and I'll say my piece when it comes to that. Ben fucking Riley. There we go.
That was best. You better not talk bad about my boy. Because I'm
not talking bad about him. I said that's the only good fucking thing that came about it.
Yeah, because it'll be outside of the Hornet, Prodigy, Dust, big time. There is the rest of the suits are alternate takes on the Homecoming suit. So all different pieces swapped out and different, with one of them having Ben Reilly's mask. And final one, the episode title cover is an exact remake of the Amazing Fantasy 15 cover, which I think everyone bloody caught. Like, everyone knows what that cover looks like.
Yes.
So yeah, but that's the last one.
Like this is for me started off. It just started very, very flat. Like I don't know what it was about it. Like now that I know all these fun facts, thanks Pete for that. I think I'm gonna now watch it and actually start to really enjoy the first at least the first 5 minutes of the show.
How many times have I swapped your opinion on this stuff?
No, but it's like now knowing all these facts about it now, it's kind of like changing my mind about how I feel about it. It's like when we were doing X-Men, like how many times did I say,
there were like 4 episodes that you thought were bad, and then I gave all my facts, and you were like, no, actually, all right, I'll rewatch this episode, and then you told me later, oh, actually, they're not bad, they're just a bit mid.
Yeah. That's not exactly what I said.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Got some expletives.
I never say the word mid. I say shit or just something completely different. But like hearing a lot of the stuff, especially like bring up the whole Nico thing. Like another one of my little favorite characters from another series that I didn't even realize because I haven't checked out the Runaways. It's so fucking long. I really need to get back into that. now I'm like, fuck. Now I'm really like digging the start of this episode. But like the one thing I will critique about this, as we keep going through, is the costume when we finally get him in costume. Don't like it. I don't like it.
It's like I can see what they were going for. They really tried for a grassroots Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
They straight up went, cartridges are a bit like that's very much he can't do that in just randomly in his room with knickknacks. He has to use like canisters like the ones that he has in the show, which like I get. It was just really the hockey jersey or the basketball jersey.
yeah. That's I think that's one I don't like either. Like,
Yeah.
because like it's even established here that he's not a sporty guy. So why would you wear that?
Yeah, like this was before he went to the local high school before he became popular apparently.
Yeah.
So it was a bit like the suit isn't bad overall. It's just there are certain design aspects which are understandable, but they still could have gone a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just looking forward to the point where we get the future Foundation suit because that was teased in the trailer.
That might be coming up really soon.
Yes.
Yeah, when we get to that point.
Yeah. The introduction to Harry Osborn. This really does like I think this is the one where I'm just like I want to know more about the story. Why the fuck is Harry Osborn getting picked on by these thugs?
Well, not to skip too far ahead, but we do see him on a red carpet on a TV, so he might be a celebrity, and these people might just be mugging him.
Oh, all right. But like the three of them, like if you're right about the money thing, but like why the fuck would you film it though? But then again, then to answer my own stupid question because people are idiots.
Yeah.
You know, I like the aspect of it though that they actually would that these people would actually do a live stream of beating somebody up because like unfortunately on the dark web, you know, we do know that this is fucking common. And they're calling it out. And they're calling it out though.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's coming on Twitter too, because to delve into a wrestling story that's like breaking news, there was a guy who attacked Joey Janela at a meet and greet.
Oh yeah, wow.
And he posted the video like, "Oh, I caught you lacking. I'll beat your ass." When like the video is like half of the GCW roster kicking his ass.
Yeah.
So I'm like, even though he lost and posted the video, it's like that's just the kind of thing people will do.
Can we just also point out because we all work in wrestling. We have normal lives. We have you know our own opinions and everything. If you don't like it, just don't follow us.
Yeah.
You know we don't do like it's like this is not the first time this shit's happened. And even in Australia, like I've heard stories. I've never witnessed anything firsthand, but I've heard stories of shit, and it's just not fucking called on for, you know. So, guys, pull your head out of your ass. Don't be. I'm gonna have to censor myself on this one, but again, there is actually a rule. There's actually a rule in a music festival, and I actually read this. It actually says this. The rule is don't be a.
Like what you like, don't be a dick.
Yeah,
that's what I agree with.
Just don't. You know. Anyway, let's move on. But like this whole scene here, and you pointed this out on when we were chatting in the office, that they've gone back with Harry's old hairstyle, and I fucking love it.
I am a fan. Like the design of the character overall is like really good.
Yeah. Like
especially when we get to Norman, like they really did their homework when studying those kinds of characters. Because there's another one we're going to get to in a bit.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like the character designs and everything, it really does give that vibe of if Steve Ditko was plucked out of the 1960s and then dropped in 2025 and was like, draw a Spider-Man show. And he was like, yeah, all right, no questions asked. Like, so yeah, it really gives
100%. I agree with that.
Yeah.
God rest Steve Ditko. Like fucking.
Yeah, God rest him.
Oh man.
God rest him. But yeah. Because so on the mugging, like how it was live streamed and everything, there were references in those comments.
Yes, there was.
Yes, there was.
Can you list some of them, please?
I had to read.
They were fucking hilarious.
So there was one of them, which was a sort of roundabout reference to the bombastic Bagman, where he's like, are you the new Avenger Trash Man?" So, I
Keep in mind, like,
don't think it
the
was a
reason
reference.
that this live stream bit comes in is because this is the public's first introduction to Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is Spider-Man.
yeah. That's why he has the massive monologue before dropping the phone. We
Like,
also
but the whole Bagman thing, if you guys don't know what that is, please stop this show right now. Go and do an image, right? It's the funniest fucking thing that I personally think that they ever done in comics for Spider-Man. Is so fucking hilarious. Like how the fuck can I'm not gonna spoil it. Just fucking go, fucking do it. Sorry, Ben. I just wanted to get that out. 'Cause I remember when I first saw it, and I remember my dad and another family member were telling me about. It. I was like, this can't be real. I read the comic, and I just thought, surely Reed had other stuff he could have fucking given him. But okay, yeah.
he had other stuff, but it was just Johnny was just pulling a rib on it.
I know.
Oh, because that's why he also chucked a "kick me" sign on the back before he swings away. Oh, but yeah, in the comments we also get, and this one's my favorite out of all of them because it was the first one that I caught. So while the comments are scrolling, you see one comment saying, "Kick his ass, Seabass." Which, for those that don't know, is a throwaway line from the 1994 film Dumb and Dumber, starring Jim Carrey. That one was my favorite. When I saw that, I popped so hard. I was like, wow, they're referencing that of all things. And for the actual Easter egg portion of those comments, before, right as Spider-Man swings away and the live stream scene ends, we get a comment from Screwball.
Yes. Yeah.
Saying, if you want better content, follow my channel. So yeah, Screwball has been set up in this universe. If you don't know Screwball, she mainly appears in the series of Spider-Man comics that started in 2018, but she also more famously appears in the Spider-Man video games, PS4 and Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And I think she gets
She was part of the DLC package, wasn't she?
Nah,
she was a main
she did like extra missions, but I think she appeared in the first one in Miles Morales, but not 2. I can't remember. And yeah, then we go to the scene of where Peter finally gets to school.
And there it becomes more of a basically a teen high school drama, essentially.
Yes.
Essentially, yeah. Just
that becomes sort of the background portion to Peter's life when we got a little bit of in Homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it plays on that aspect that Stan Lee really wanted to touch on when he was writing Spider-Man stories. He wanted them to be more grounded, more realistic, and more like problems that regular people living in New York would face. So that's why I always love those aspects to a Spider-Man story, because then they've done their homework.
I like this this aspect that they've done, because it does for me it really feels like it's watching 94 Spider-Man, because because like that was that there was, although there was a lot of action in it, but there was a lot of like proper drama in it, and there is a lot of drama here, you know.
Yeah, especially with like Peter having a crush on his babysitter, and she ends up dating another guy, which we'll get to.
Can anyone else find that like a little bit creepy? You know.
Well, that's why they made the. I mean,
we probably get into it now.
They made the age difference obvious. He was 11, she was 14, and she had no like feeling. Like she didn't have any feelings back towards him.
Yeah,
she ends up dating someone else in the show. But I think the way they approached it was very realistic. It was a one-sided sort of love story, and even though like Nico,
story of my life.
Yeah, but like even with like Nico trying to help him out and stuff, that is very realistic, because like at that age you wouldn't think about it.
Yeah,
and your friends wouldn't think about it either. But if Pearl, her name being Pearl, which
Yeah.
I believe she is an original character to the show. Um, yeah, the way she just like she doesn't reject him, but she still like tries to keep that friendship. I'm like, that does make sense, especially because he hasn't confessed. So like she doesn't know what's going on there. So yeah, it's very much a realistic depiction of like puppy love, which is sort of what it is. But they try not to make it creepy, which is why they drop the actual ages, so that way there's not that bad of a difference.
Yeah.
Plus, they're both attending high school. Like, there's not gonna like age gap is 6 years tops, so it's not that bad even at the worst case scenario.
Yeah,
but it would still be creepy, but it's not terrible.
Yeah,
It's not like
no, it just feels like out of a Spider-Man, like out of all the characters they could have done, Spider-Man to be like that, it just for me it just felt like a little bit out of left field, I guess. You know,
honestly, I'm glad they didn't go with another Liz storyline because like it plays on the thing earlier. He doesn't attend the school that MJ, Ned, and Flash are at, so he wouldn't meet Liz either.
Yeah.
So they did have to come up with someone new. It was just the way they went about it was like, could have just done.
But the good thing is that they dig themselves out of a grave by, and I've already forgotten the character's name, but
Lonnie Lincoln.
Yeah,
Lonnie Lincoln, aka Tombstone,
which it looks like they might be setting him up to become that later on.
Yeah, they dropped.
I kind of hope they don't because I'm actually really liking him at this point.
I think that's the point. They make him a likable character, and then they
turn him heel. He drops the leg, brother. Here's the third villain of the series. Is it Lanny? He's coming to save the day. No, the leg on Spike.
Go get him, baby!
But no, it was really cool what they did with this character as an intro.
No,
but it's really cool that they've done that. And I'm all for it. If I'm gonna be heartbroken when they do turn him. Oh God, I gotta stop using wrestling terms. When they turn him into a bad guy.
Yeah, they've got 3 seasons. It's gonna happen eventually.
Hang on, is it official that it's only gonna be a 3-season show, or they've only just said it's just 3 seasons for now?
They just got season 3 greenlit.
Okay, because when we talked about this, we didn't establish that. I think I just kept thinking. I think, but now when you said it like that, I'm like, wait, there's only gonna be 3 seasons? Fuck that! Let it keep going, baby.
Nah, bro.
They're in the middle of making the second one now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, you get the scene of like, and the most surprising thing was, Lonnie is very friendly to Peter.
Yeah.
So during like the scene where they're coming up with like lab partners and everything, obviously you think Pete's gonna go for his crush, and obviously he tries. But then Lonnie pipes up, "Hey, can I work with Peter?" And Peter's like, "Oh, like no."
Lonnie shows that he's not a dumb jock. He's really
because he even plays into it. He's like, "Yeah, like everyone follows that stereotype. Like I get it, but no, I'm not a dumbass. I just want more career options in life," which is like very mature. Like not a lot of characters have gone down that route.
I love the fact that they've done this so they can inspire children who watch this show to say, "Hey, I might be doing this one good thing, but at least they're going to have an option to have something else." Because, I don't know what it was like for you guys, but for me, I only knew if I knew I was good at one thing, I only wanted to do that and not concentrate on anything else. Because that's what everyone was doing.
Yeah, which is like it's very good, especially because they use a black character for that. It also helps with the representation. Because, especially with how fucked the world is at the moment, they need, or at least kids need that sort of hope.
Exactly.
Like that they can see their favorite characters on the screen doing things like playing football, but also like being smart or wanting
studying or trying to
studying, having different career options, and especially when it gets to later, like you see his walk home and you see where he comes from. Like especially kids in those sorts of areas.
Oh my God! How heartbreaking was it when you see him walking and he's really ashamed to be there, and then all of a sudden a cop car comes right next to him.
Oh God!
Even on the train, just that subtle thing of like seeing the old white woman bring a kid up to him, and the kid smiles at him.
Yeah,
like the kid's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like and everything like that. He smiles back at the kid. And the grandmother's like, "Come along, move along now."
Yeah,
it's like, oh. like fuck, with how many like it's everyday life thing, but every time you see it, it's like, oh, and like that was very deliberate. You know exactly what kind of message they were sending with
And
that scene.
I'm hoping that kids see this and realize, that this is not right, and that we need to better ourselves so the next generation cannot go through this shit.
Yep.
Because like,
And
not to go too deep, but like fucking the amount of shit I had to cop being half Asian growing up here in
Yeah.
Australia, right? I I I see so many people now who are in the same boat I was, and they're enjoying life. I fucking hated it, getting it because I used to cop it left, right, and center from a lot of people here and there, and there was no representation out there for me to see what was going on. And I'm
Yeah.
fucking glad now that there is stuff like this out there that's going to be showing this because
Yeah.
so especially like because both me and Peter parents, not to the same children, obviously, but you know
Awkward.
we we would love to see that our kids are going to be seeing something like this so they can better themselves, and their next generation will be a lot better. And
Yeah.
I'm really happy with this
Yeah.
part of the aspect of the show.
Racism is not genetic.
No.
That's always been my approach to it.
Mm,
Racism is not genetic; it's taught.
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, back to the good stuff.
That went fucking dark.
well,
Oh, it's
really,
just because, like, yeah, we don't want to.
well, I think immediately after that, like a really like poignant moment in Spider-Man lore, he helps someone not get in trouble essentially because we see someone who's struggling like just robbed a pizza place,
Yeah.
and then he sees what this person's going through, and he's like to the owner like, look, can we just give this person another chance? Like,
can we help her out? Like,
you can see what she's going through.
I was hoping that because there was a
It's
sign
not
in the window saying that help wanted, that he was going to
yeah,
give her a
help wanted
job.
him behind. Yeah, that's where I thought it was going. That it plays on the visual storytelling. Like, I reckon we're going to get a small scene or like a reference or thing later, like Spider-Man probably swings past or something. We're going to see her working there.
Yeah,
I reckon we're going to see that.
I hope so.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
As we move on to this one, there is a fucking major callback that I wish you got. You know what? The next episodes to come out, I reckon we should do a watch party. Right, so we just all get our own take on this one because I'm pretty sure I'm not doing anything this Wednesday, and actually no, you're at training, aren't you, on Wednesday?
I'm not. No.
Oh no, okay, so we can do
I only train on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay, so we can do this, I think, and the rest of the blue team I think should be free for that, because I lost my shit at this bit as Pete finds the DVD player like that was happening in
Oh yeah, this
right, but as he's walking, it's pretty much like what was going on in your head if you're playing a seat. What's playing in the background? Am I left hands free?
Yep. Exact callback to Civil War.
Yep.
Same song. It's so, I was like, oh,
it's almost an exact recreation of the scene of Peter walking into the apartment.
Shot for shot.
yes.
Shot for shot. DVD player and everything. And like the only difference
Is
like
that
it literally looks like they took the scene, just like took out the background and then paneled it and colored it, and that was it. But yeah, the only difference is instead of Tony Stark, Norman Osborn.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this right now. It is a massive hint where everything is going at the fact that he's wearing a green suit. But also, I have never seen a more comic accurately drawn character. He looks exactly like John Romita Sr.'s depiction.
Yeah.
Down to the squiggly hairline, which was a massive.
It's so good.
It's so good. Like it literally looked like he just took the outline, put it on the page, put it on the animation page, and then just colored it in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it is so good.
And it's Colin Domingo doing the voice.
Yeah.
It's who?
Colin Domingo. He voiced Unicron recently in the latest Transformers movie.
Oh shit!
I was about to say Transformers 1, but that doesn't sound right. Unicron wasn't in that, was he?
No.
I haven't watched it yet, so I wouldn't.
In the Transformers Beast something.
Beast Wars. Wow.
No. Beast Wars was the
Oh, yeah, the live action one.
yeah.
Yeah.
The one that had Ron Perlman as Optimus Primal, I think. I can't remember the. Yeah, was it
Yeah.
Primal or I can't
Yeah.
remember. I fell asleep through that movie. I'm not joking. I think once you've reached a certain point with Transformers where it's the exact same set. Not that movie was, but the two previous movies. It looks like they've used the exact same set for it. I was like, nah, I'm
Yeah.
over it. I just couldn't buy into it.
No, to be fair, I fell asleep during Dark Side of the Moon. Like, I'm right there with you. I enjoy the first one. Revenge of the Fallen is another good one, but Dark Side of the Moon, Age of Extinction. I can't.
Really Transformer Balls. You enjoyed that?
It was just like it was because I like during the time that was the
Yeah, but you were a teenager. I was already in my mid-20s by then, and I
you
just thought
probably was still traumatized by the Transformers the movie.
Oh Jesus Christ! You have no idea how much that
You rock up with all your Transformers toys, and you're like, "Why are they all dying?"
Okay, all right.
Can't
hang
play
on.
with these ones anymore. They're all dead.
Sorry to go on another tangent. I will tell this quick story. My first introduction to the Transformers was the movie. I was watching it in a very dark room, and I fucking cried when oh my God, what's the character called? When Galvatron killed Starscream, because that was the most scariest fucking thing, right? A kid could do. But also the other bit was when Starscream chucked Megatron out. Like that smirk of his was fucking terrifying for a 4 or 5 year old kid. Well,
Yeah, that was the movie that made a lot of 80s kids into men. Like, they walked in like, yeah, we gotta see the Transformers, and they walked out smoking a cigarette.
Let's be honest, the 80s movie that would have made a lot of kids into men if their parents thought it was actually a nice cartoon, but really didn't realize what it was. Fire and Ice.
Imagine they watched like one episode on the TV and they're like, oh yeah, no, we'll see this movie. It looks like a nice wholesome show. My God. Opening goddamn scene.
Great fucking movie. Anyway, but no, this whole bit is really great. Like I this is when I really started to enjoy the movie, the TV show. But also like Norman offering him a job as well, like
a straight up internship.
Straight into episode 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to know, how did he know about all that?
Well, quick thing before we jump on to episode 2, because I missed 2 things.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, 1 thing.
Okay.
When Lonnie goes on his drive home after he gets off the train, the sign behind him reads 125th Street Station. I had to Google this. 125th Street is the location where Hulk fought Abomination in The Incredible Hulk.
In the movie or the
live action movie? Yeah.
Okay.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It was 125th Street in Harlem. That's why they refer. Yeah, that's why they refer to it as the Harlem incident.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only point I missed.
See, this is why I'm glad we employ Pete on this fucking show, because like that just went right over my fucking head.
Oh, to be fair, it went over a lot of people's heads. Like I said, I had to Google it.
Yeah, but but this is the thing though. You love finding fun random facts about anything. You know, like this is why I love you so much. You know, when you do this stuff.
Well, there's another one.
I love you too, Pete. Love you too, Tass. You know, I've got to show love.
I love Pete. I love you. I love you too, Pete. Like,
I got a speech impediment. Okay, stop it. No, and for those think I'm making a joke, I'm not joking. I actually have a speech impediment, so please don't come at me.
He does. It's called talking. That was terrible. I'm sorry. That one was wrong. But yeah, the other one that I might have missed, on the cop car, instead of showing NYPD, it shows PDNY, which is possible reference to Into the Spider-Verse. And then that's it. Okay. The one after that is Norman Osborn is drawn exactly like John Romita's senior version of the character. And then we're on to episode 2.
All right, so let's just ask the question we always ask here on what it's called. Is episode 1 of Your Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man cool, Tass?
It was cool. It was a nice little intro to the series and set up for what's to come. But I think episode 2 a lot more.
Mm.
Mm.
Pete?
Yeah, it's very much cool. It leaves a lot of questions unanswered, leaves a lot of references for things that could possibly pay off in the future. It's not a one-for-one retelling of Amazing Fantasy 15, but I don't mind the take or their spin on it. It's really nice. I like it.
I'm gonna say it's not cool, but I'm not gonna say it's sorry, I'm not gonna say it's cool, but I'm not gonna say it's not cool. I'm just gonna say it's somewhere in between, simply because there's
Mm.
a lot of good elements in here, but there's a lot of elements where I'm just like I'm still iffy with. Even though we've got the the fun facts said, it still hasn't resonated with me where I'm going. I can give my whole heart and say it's cool, but I'm not
Fun
saying it's not
taxes
cool
next
though.
weekend.
Hmm?
Fun taxes next weekend.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to number two. Test
Yeah.
with the interest on that one.
So, season 1, episode 2, The Parker Luck. Peter begins an exclusive internship, but his first day is way more complicated than he expected.
Yeah, ain't that right?
This is the episode where I like to think that Peter Parker is Filipino because he's running late all the time. And for those who are Filipino, who are not Filipino, yes, we're always late all the time. I unfortunately am usually late, which really sucks. I was actually born late too, so
Brother just rocks up to the hospital. Yeah, sorry, I was a bit late to my
oh, you know
Traffic was rough.
you know what the worst thing is. What my mum and my dad used to say. I was so late that I was that lazy that I didn't want to come out, so they had to do a C-section.
Oh,
Like
geez.
it got to the point. I think I was 2 days late, and they basically just said to my mum, "Oh, he's not moving or anything. You know, can we just cut him out?" She went, "Yeah, why not? Why not?" And bang.
Yeah. You weren't born crying because you had to cry and get your air in your lungs and everything. You were crying because you wanted to go back in. You didn't want to leave.
Why do you sound like my brother?
Probably went for the same thing.
I'm not going to say which one, but you sound like word for word what he said to me.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
Well,
Look, let's get into the episode. Let's not talk about my personal life.
Yeah. So the intro, I didn't see any new suit references or anything. So they looked pretty much the same as episode 1. But the title card that we had for episode 2, you can see the Oscorp building in the background, and I believe that is a possible teaser for the ending, as it may depict that Norman is, one, more of a threat than he appears, and two, with Peter lifting up his mask in the title card, it could show that he may have already known that Spider-Man was Peter Parker.
With the Oscorp Tower, with the I'm just speaking right now because I can't remember off the top of my head. Was it the same design as Ramita's one, or was that from the first movie?
I believe it was more based off the MCU building we saw a quick glimpse of in, I think it was Far From Home.
Oh, okay.
That was confirmed. That building that you see Spider-Man fly past, that building was either confirmed to be purchased by either Reed Richards or Norman Osborn. One of the two. I can't remember which one.
I think it was Norman Osborn because
It might have been Norman Osborn.
because they hadn't established if of the Fantastic Four was actually going to be part of the MCU, which can't fucking wait for that movie to come out.
And now apparently they've confirmed that the Fantastic Four movie we're getting isn't a part of the main MCU timeline.
Oh, fuck off.
I believe so. I've seen it around, but I haven't confirmed it or anything. I've just seen it more often than not. But it's to play into the whole Doctor Doom is being played by Robert Downey Jr. thing. Like multiverse all over the joint. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, we also get, so I believe we open with the scene of Peter going into the Oscorp building.
Yes.
I believe, yes. Now, this is the first Easter egg reference I found in the episode. So the guard he speaks to, the one who's always dismissive, I'm 5 minutes early. What the hell? No, you're 15 minutes late. Yeah. He has a name tag, Galler J, which may be a reference to Jonathan Geller, aka Ricochet. No, not that one.
Oh.
Yeah,
Better say
I
my
know.
my old mate Ricochet. Jeez. Hashtag if you know, you know.
He walks into the building every day. You just hear boom, boom, down, down.
and him putting his hand up in the sky like that.
One egg only.
Oh, we're marks. Yeah.
But yeah, so that definitely sets up Ricochet for the future, I reckon. Especially because the name is spelled the exact way. Like usually you'd spell Galler Gallrow, but that one is spelled Galllo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that is his actual name in the comics. So now we get to the fun part, the other interns. So first we meet, I think it's pronounced Aisha.
Aisha, yeah.
Aisha from Wakanda,
Mhm.
who in the comics is a student of the Wakandan School for Alternative Study, which is basically a ripoff of the Xavier Institute.
Yes.
But instead of being run by Xavier, it's run by Shuri after she became the Black Panther. Asha's power is to manipulate light. So, like, you see a lot of, especially when the Wakandan school opened, a lot of the new mutants attended there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see, like, Magic attends there. She either attends there or teaches there. I'm not sure which one, but you also
I think she taught there from memory.
Yeah.
She is wearing the Wakandan beads.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's wearing the Wakandan beads. So, yeah, if the accent wasn't a giveaway, there it is. They make it really obvious. Now we see my favorite, Amadeus Cho, also known as the Totally Awesome Hulk.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I don't know if we're going to get him as that, but yeah.
I don't think we'll get him as
Hulk. Reference.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get him as Hulk, at least maybe not this season, but
Eventually.
eventually, especially because he goes into robotics. And that was what he was learning to harness the gamma radiation, which is what turned him into Totally Awesome.
Then we're gonna get him. Hopefully
we do. So hopefully we do get him. And for people who might have missed it, only because this is like a sort of retro fun fact, he was actually referenced in Age of Ultron.
No, where was he?
Helen Cho. That's his mum.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
How the fuck did I not know that?
Yeah, a lot of people did. A lot of people missed
A
it
lot of people didn't get it
completely.
until years later.
Yeah. Because by then, because the movie released in 2015, and Amadeus Cho debuted in the comics, I believe, 2011. I believe, around there.
I think that's
so
right.
it was very new. But now in hindsight, it's like, holy shit, yeah, that was a reference to Amadeus Cho.
Fuck me, I can't be called comic book guy around my friends anymore. I don't know this shit. Fuck me.
That's all right. A lot of references are more hindsight things these days. And then we get Dr. Whitman, who, if you're a Fantastic Four fan, your ears perked up, because Dr. Whitman is also known as the Wizard.
Yes.
Who mainly is a Fantastic Four villain. He was also a part of, I think it was the Frightful Four. Was it called? Yes. He's a common member. I think he was a founder, wasn't he? He was one of the first four.
I think don't remember the storyline.
Because I believe it was Wizard,
Medusa,
Sandman,
Paste Pot Pete.
and yeah, that one. And yeah, so yeah, you get the Wizard in this series. And then, because this is the part where I was going to go offhand, but that's why I left it at the start of the episode. You also meet Carla Connors, who is an alternative version of Kurt Connors. But the funny thing about her is she specializes in energy, not genetics, which I found surprising. Because yeah, Kurt Connors always specialized in genetics. So if we are going to get the Lizard, it's going to be a very, very different sort of origin.
Did she have a missing arm in this one?
Yes, she did.
Yeah,
yeah, she did. She did. That's why the first time you see her, she walks in like she hides the amputate, and then when they switch the camera angle, you see she hasn't got the arm.
Okay.
And then it's like, oh, like genuinely, that was my first reaction when I saw it. I was like, oh, okay, like because I hadn't known they were going to do that with the Connors character, but yeah. And she is very much depicted similar to like every other depiction of Kurt Connors. Like she's a massive friend of Peter's. She's always like helping him out and everything. Even covers for him when he lies about leaving to go do Spider-Man business.
Yeah.
She tries covering for him, which even in the regular comics, Kurt Connors has done once he found out who Spider-Man actually was. And yeah, so that's why I was very happy with the intern scene, because like you get these very niche, because I'm not sure about the intern. There was 3 interns, one of them being Aisha, the other Amadeus. I can't remember the third one.
Jean Foucault?
The one that is like thinks they're hardcore and they're just
very
absolute,
standoffish.
yeah.
She's a character called Finesse.
Finesse.
Yeah, so that's the one I missed. Because I knew I missed her. Like I googled her name and then
The daughter of Taskmaster.
Oh, there you go. Fucking hell, even I didn't catch on to that one. Because I googled her character's name, but I didn't see much come up. And then when I heard Dr. Whitman, I was like, all right, sweet, I'll go on to that one. And then I just forgot to go back. So yeah, that's interesting. And then yeah, you get the vibe of because Peter really wants to work in robotics. That was the division that he was hoping to intern in, but unfortunately, Amadeus Cho gets robotics, as I mentioned, and yeah, Peter gets energy studies, which yeah, he apparently like takes to a fish to water, so it doesn't really matter. And then you see all of the interns take, I believe you see, pardon me, you see all the interns take a break, and they start watching TV. First thing we get is a Crusher Hogan reference.
Yeah.
Crusher Hogan off the top rope. And you see, like, you get a quick picture of Crusher Hogan. He looks exactly the same as he did in Amazing Fantasy 15. So, yeah, obviously they did all their homework on that one.
Did anyone when they heard that just thought of Jason Cole when they heard that for some reason? Like I know it's a reference to something else, but when I said Crusher Cole, I was like, fuck. Sorry. I just like
I like Crusher, but like, well, I'm gonna be working on the same card as him this weekend too, so I can probably tell him that.
We all know I love Jace. He's a good mate of mine. So but it's just like when I heard Crusher, like anytime I hear Crusher, like that's the first thing that comes to my head, and I was like, oh fuck, Crusher's on the. Oh no, wrong.
Wrong one.
Yeah.
I was sort of hoping. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I was sort of hoping that because it was on the TV, we were going to hear Crusher Hogan off the top rope with an elbow drop. Oh yeah. Just because they referenced Sam Raimi's Spider-Man so many times, like they could have snuck that one in there so easily. Yeah. But
Marvel, you had one fucking job. Jesus.
But this is where the Parker Luck really comes into play, as is the title of the episode, because he's invited to a party.
Yes, invited to a post-game celebration.
But he's already starting to get popular at this point too. You know, he's grabbing hold of the trophy and not kissing it, but just basically caressing it. Yeah.
For luck, essentially, for the team.
Yeah, for luck, essentially. Yeah, because he's getting popularity because of Lonnie. Because and he's saying like, oh, Peter's my good luck charm, he's my good friend, and all that stuff, which is like, whoa, making me look forward to that Tombstone character arc because it's coming. Yeah, it's coming. But like, yeah, they're genuinely they're trying to give a little bit more of a like they're trying to break the jock and nerd stereotype, which I appreciate because like it's an easy story to fall into, but I believe because they didn't have Flash Thompson this time around, they were like, we need maybe a new character, like a similar character dynamic, but flip it on its head.
Yeah,
so I'm glad they went that route.
Definitely, that's good. Definitely good way they've done this character right.
Yeah. So we also see on the news on the TV, we get a news report of a burning building.
That's where the Parker Luck comes in because
Parker Luck comes in. Yeah, so now he's like, shit, do I be Spider-Man? Do I hang out with the interns? Because he was on break. He wasn't done for the day. He was on break. He's like, I left something in the bathroom, but I also need to go there at the same time.
Everyone's looking at him like...
Because then he starts talking about, I just like watching fires burn. He's being so fucking creepy. And it's like they're all looking at him like, huh? And then as soon as
Peter Parker's a pyromaniac. Yeah.
just I like watching them burn and stuff. It's really beautiful. I don't like setting fires, but I just like watching them. It's like just every word the grave gets deeper.
Yeah.
And then it was the pop of the scene was as soon as he walks around the corner to get changed into Spider-Man, you hear Aisha go, "I'm gonna hide the matches." Remind me to hide the matches because
I don't like burning things, but I just like watching it burn.
I just like watching them burn. It's like, well, that was funny though. And yeah, we see Spider-Man, or we see Peter Parker get changed into Spider-Man in the stairwell, which will come into play later. So with the burning building scene, there was actually more references than people might think. So the whole burning building set piece, when you look at it, is not shot for shot, but it's very much in the same vein as the original burning building scenes from Spider-Man's 1 and 2.
Okay.
So when he flies in through the window to like confront the arsonist, we'll get to him, it was similar to how he bursts through the window the second time in the first Sam Raimi film.
Right.
Like when he hears Green Goblin scream and swings back into the window, and you see the shot of him coming into the building. It's very similar to that. And especially when like he's in the pet shop, and he's like saving all the animals because the fire's spreading. That seemed very similar to like what he was doing in Spider-Man 2, where he was trying to run out of the building with the little girl.
Yep.
I reckon it was like it probably wasn't a reference, and maybe it was something to delve too deep in, but like it definitely gave me those vibes.
Yeah, looking back on it, I think you're right. It does it sounds like a callback to Raimi, but I don't know, because I that whole scene is ruined in the original Spider-Man. The first one is when that lady, she just puts her hand up like to her chest, and she just like she just loses all hope, and then all of a sudden she gets the baby, and she's fucking going off like that. Like I just can't. That whole scene's ruined by that. But the other part is where I would have loved it. They've done here if they've and used the exact same line. Like I'm not coming back, Chief. You know that line from the movie. I would have thought that would have been really good if they would do something like that. Because like I'm presuming that Spider-Man is still a vigilante by trade. So he's not really accepted.
Really no.
Because we do see like some newspaper headlines about him, but it's more they haven't gotten to smearing him yet. It's been more like none of them have been Daily Bugle, I don't think. So we haven't.
We haven't seen any Daily Bugle.
We haven't seen any Daily Bugles. No. Only because like I think with what they were trying to do, this is a small thing I caught during the high school scene in the first episode. He references the teacher when he's talking. He references I can't remember the guy's name. I can't remember the historical figure. I forgot to write it down. But it was a moment of independence. Guy who was like, the British are coming, the British are coming.
Oh yeah,
and he was referenced. He was reading from the history textbook that wasn't actually the man who said the British are coming, the British are coming.
Oh, it was never said. It was just somebody wrote it in there just because it sounded better.
Yeah. So that's why like he was teaching. No, this actually didn't happen, and he was probably talking about the actual man who did it. Oh, I can't remember, but I looked him up too. And yeah, it was a reference to like maybe the heroes aren't always what they appear when shown in the media.
Yeah,
there might just be another the curtains were blue because of his depression thing, but yeah, it feels like they're trying to not just go down the same old rabbit hole of like Spider-Man exists, J. Jonah Jameson, get me pictures and also piss him the fuck off. Like it's an easy character dynamic, but it looks like they're just trying to experiment with new dynamics almost entirely. Which like it's bold, and yeah, I they haven't done it bad so far.
No.
I think, considering how many times we've had, not just how many times we've had, but considering how many adaptations there are of Spider-Man now, I think the only way you could go forward is to actually experiment with different things. Because
exactly, yeah.
like I think that one of the best things that MCU did was not give us another fucking
Origin story.
Uncle yeah, like it's like the second
They
time
sort of did it,
the second
but
time
they
wasn't that good.
went around it a different way.
Yeah, they gave it as opposed they made the entire original Spider-Man trilogy, like the home trilogy, his origin story, as opposed to just here's Uncle Ben, bang, fucking Spider-Man happens, which is what Amazing Spider-Man did. But,
Yeah, in a really bad way.
Yeah, 5 years after the third Spider-Man film, they killed Uncle Ben.
Oh my god! Like,
brother, the corpse wasn't even cold, and they shot another one.
but they gave us a more hotter. No, I'm not going to say that.
Jesus Christ! I thought you were going to say like they gave us a hotter Uncle Ben. Like, brother, if that's the way you swing, I ain't judging.
Look,
to be fair, he was played by
Martin Sheen was a more believable Uncle Ben. That's what I was trying to more.
He was much more a practical advice Ben, as opposed to I can't remember the actor of the original Uncle Ben, but I know he was in a Twilight episode. A lot, apparently. The Twilight Zone, sorry.
Cliff, I think his name was.
What was his name?
Cliff? Or
Cliff? Was that his name?
Cliff Richard.
No.
Oh, it's just I know his actor, like he got his start in a lot of like Twilight Zone episodes. But yeah, he was much more like your wise old man, giving advice even when he thinks it's not going to be appreciated. Where the Uncle Ben from the Amazing Spider-Man was much more practical.
But he was more fun. But what do you call it? Martin Sheen was more fun Uncle Ben as well, because like he had a good line where he says, "I'm his parole officer." You know, he's a dangerous kid. You know, I thought that was a good dynamic where he could actually play off something like that. You know,
he gave up the vibe that he was much more a New Yorker, like that sort of vibe. Because he gave off that sort of like, I'm his dad. It's like he's got you on your computer.
but he turned an awkward situation into a more awkward situation, but in a good way, where it actually makes Peter look like he's a, like a decent guy. You know.
Yeah, he tried his best. He tried being his wingman.
Yeah, and failed. Oh wait, well he technically succeeded because he got Gwen at the end. But she broke her neck.
I was about to say that was a bad joke there, and I just wasn't. It was hanging there.
Come on. Get the bad joke out. This wouldn't be one of its called.
You said he got her in the end, and it's like, well, did he? I mean, he got her.
Tried. He tried.
He got his second chance.
Yeah, and he fucking nailed it. Just as soon as he lands, he's like, "You okay?" Yep. That's crying straight away. She goes, "Are you okay?" And he's like,
I hate to be the spoiler of bad news, but like, I can't wait for us to do the Spider-Man, the Sony Spider-Verse episodes we have planned later this year, because this is going to be fucking hilarious.
God, I've been sitting on the fun facts about those films for years. Oh god. Back to the episode. I believe we're up to the arsonist episode. So the arsonist, even though he doesn't look like he sort of looks like Firefly from Batman, but he does actually have a comic book counterpart. His name is Butane. Yeah. Now Butane is very Z-list. Like you probably, if you ever see him, he's in like the background of a panel. But in the comics, he's a metahuman who has that power. He can control fire, shoot it from his wrists, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But they gave him a more updated look for this series, which I really appreciate, because I love it when they do that. When they take their Z-list characters and like they give them a bit of an update. Like they don't give him a massive role, but they give him enough so that way, if comic book writers are like, "Huh, we need new characters to touch on, but we can't." But like, what ones do we get from the massive pile that we have? And then they get put into like a TV show or a movie, or they get given a small cameo or something like that, or they get a reference, and they're like, "Sweet, we can go with that one." And then they just like they get put in the comic book series, and then
best
they get
best example of that, Peacemaker.
Yeah, Peacemaker.
Yes.
Like how popular he is now, just off of the James Gunn film and John Cena's performance alone.
Yeah,
Like he has a series now called Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. Like he's got top billing over the fucking Suicide Squad, which made him popular in the first place. It's like, goddamn. But yeah, I love it when they take small little things like that, especially like when there's Z list and C list, and they don't have too much character defining, and they can make them their own.
yeah.
I love it when that's done, and then like if it catches on, that becomes the new character.
Well,
And,
not the original, but the first incarnation of the latest, or what we know now, known as the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I
Yeah.
think the only people that really knew Star-Lord was like myself, maybe a handful of people, because of he had a very little run. I didn't know who Gamora was. I knew who Drax.
Conquest.
What do you call it? Drax. I knew who Drax was only because of the Silver Surfer cartoon. But Rocket and Groot, they've been around for years. Didn't know who the fuck they were.
Like their last major appearance outside of comics before the 2014 film was, I believe, they had a dedicated episode in Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah,
Their character dynamic is very different. Like Groot doesn't say "I am Groot"; he just says Groot. Just walk up, Groot. That's all he does. And Rocket
is British.
Rocket is British, but also like his name's Star. You better respect him. It's like that
was a dead-on impression, bait.
Yeah, like that is. It's only because like that's the scene that keeps playing back in my head. Sorry, I dropped something. But yeah, like because I've got the series on DVD, like that was when I first saw them. But yeah, like it's good how like, because even back then the Guardians weren't like C list or Z list or anything. They were B, but A in the comics because of the Annihilation storyline.
Yeah,
but it was when James Gunn got his hands on them that they became popular. Because he took, I believe it was, I've got the run that he based the depictions off. I'm trying to get it out here. I believe it. Yeah, it was Arnett.
That was the run.
Yeah, because this is the Drax, Gamora, Rocket,
Adam Warlock.
Yeah, no. Warlock wasn't part of that original.
No, he was
in that run. Yeah,
was he?
He was.
Yeah, he was.
Yep. In this run, he also had Moondragon and
Bug, I think, or Mantis.
Bug? Yeah, Mantis.
Okay.
So yeah, it was very much, he took a lot of the inspiration for those Guardians films from that run. Like even
what a fucking run that was.
Yeah, even Nowhere. Like watching the Christmas special in Guardians 3, the way they had Nowhere and the way they depicted it was exactly how it is in that comic run. Down to fucking, can't remember the dog's name.
Cosmo.
Cosmo. Yeah, down to Cosmo being in charge. Like that's how much he took from it.
How do you forget Cosmo? Like,
because I haven't because all I just
Cosmo's like one of the most like iconic characters from the Guardians anyway, behind Rocket.
Because I haven't played the Guardians game. I bought Guardians and Midnight Suns at the same time, and I've finished Midnight Suns, but I haven't gotten the Guardians.
Is Cosmo in the Guardians game? I didn't think he was.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in there. Yeah, he's in there.
I'm gonna have to.
There's like massive sections of the game that take place in Nowhere.
And is Howard the Duck in there too?
I believe so. He's either in it or he's at least referenced.
Okay.
I can't remember. Because I've played through it, but it was like 2 years ago. So that's why I bought it again, so I could replay it.
Okay.
Like the unfortunate thing was it came out around the same time as Marvel's Avengers. So people thought it was another one of them. But no, it was a million times better.
Yeah, because Avengers was just
story-based. Yeah. Story-based first-person shooter. You play Star-Lord the entire game, and the story is actually really cool. But anyway.
And is it as good as the is it Telltale game or Telltale?
Telltale series.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't get a chance to play that before they took it off the market.
That was fucking like if you can find it, like the hard copy of it, it's fucking.
I've heard nothing but good things. I just
Yeah.
haven't had a chance yet.
I played it. I had the mobile version, which is pretty much the same thing, right? It was so good. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
So good.
miss those games.
We're almost at the end of the episode, so we can afford a little banter.
Oh, sure.
Sorry,
I forgot we were recording.
Yeah, to be fair, how many times is that? So yeah, you had Butane, you had that scene, he gets arrested. So after that, Spider-Man goes back to Oscorp because Dr. Whitman's going off at Connors, like, where the fuck is he? Where'd he go? And she's like, oh, he went to do a supply run, the whole innocent thing. And he comes in like, yeah, sorry, I got caught up in the bathroom. Traffic was heavy. He's like, supplies, huh?
Why is he such a dick? Like, how could you be working in an environment like that and be a dick like that?
Well, he probably is based off of not what was the character in not the original Raimi Spider-Man film, but there was a sign. I believe it was in the '94 animated series. He's based off Adrian Toomes. Like Adrian Toomes is.
Okay.
He's probably like pissed off at Osborn and everything because he keeps getting in the way of his experiments and stuff.
Hey, Adrian Toomes is what's his face? Vulture.
Yeah, in the '94 animated series, Vulture and Osborn were partners.
Oh,
they had that dynamic.
No, you know who I'm thinking of? Norman Smythe. Sorry.
Smythe, yeah.
Yeah,
Smythe,
sorry, that's who I'm thinking. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Honestly, I hope he makes an appearance in this series because God, does he need like a re-up?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
'94 animated series did wonders for his character, but he hasn't been touched almost since it ended.
I don't think he's ever been really even referenced in any media like properly for decades, man.
Probably not. Like you got
like cameo in the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
no, but I think that was the last bit because there was like no mention of him on any of the other formats.
Like that was like an Easter egg at best. Like he hasn't had an actual role. But anyway. So we're up to this the same where Ricochet, not that Ricochet. He will Jay Galler, he walks in saying, oh, Norman, Mr. Osborn wants to see you now, and everybody goes like Whitman just goes, tell him I'm busy. Yeah.
Sounds like an old guy who we can't talk about anymore. It's also like that.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
You're
fired. There we go.
Fired. He can draw a crowd, but there'll be people with rocks to throw at him. So they goes, no, he wants to see Parker. And it's like, ooh, like you even get a small funeral procession as he walks past the other interns, and they're like, oh.
The best line out of this was, I'm not even going to remember your name. All right, bye, Pete. And like bye, that was cold.
That was cold. So bad.
I think if I was in the same situation, I think I would just to kill the tension, I would do the exact same thing. Just to sort of make them feel a little bit better, but I would definitely be coming off like a dick doing that.
Oh yeah, it's just. But then, you see when he goes up to Norman's hallway, you see a photo of Norman and Captain America. Yep, which I'm hoping, fingers crossed, means that we might get the actual Iron Patriot this time, the actual one.
Oh, Iron Patriot. Sorry.
Version.
Yeah,
because I'm hoping he tries doing the whole Iron Patriot thing. It goes wrong, and that's what leads him to become Green Goblin.
Do you know? Do you realize that the world is just not ready for that? Like I'd go off like that, but I don't know if the world's ready for that at all.
It's only because like we've seen Norman go straight to Green Goblin before in the '94 animated series, which was all out of fucking order. Because he didn't become Green Goblin first. First, Hobgoblin showed up.
Played by Mark Hamill.
Brilliantly. And then Green Goblin shows up like 2 seasons later. Because they would do it because I believe they were trying to get the original script of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man film off the ground.
No, that was not it because it was the rights of some shit when it came to Green Goblin.
Yeah, because I know that's why characters like Sandman because they were trying to save them for the big screen, so they didn't want to put them on the show.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I'm hoping, because we all know Norman Osborn's Green Goblin. He's wearing a green suit. He's not exactly being subtle about it.
Here's the other thing: are they gonna if they bring Gwen Stacy on? Only I would bring this up. Would they do the whole Gwen Stacy movement? If you know what I mean.
Oh, it wouldn't be until later on.
No,
should debut at the start of the season and then the end of the season she gets thrown off a bridge?
Yeah, with two babies.
Hey, I got a bridge I want to sell you. Take a look at the bottom of it. Now, no one come for me. That was actually a reference to the Red Goblin storyline.
That's right.
But yeah, you see a photo of Norman Osborn and Captain America, and I believe that, like, I got the vibe of that suit that Captain America was wearing. It looked very much just like a proper mix of the Age of Ultron and it's the original Avengers suit, but I call it the Captain Puerto Rico suit because it's one star at the top and then all the stripes down the bottom. It looks like the Puerto Rican flag. So Captain Puerto Rico. It's Captain Puerto Rico.
Oh, there's so many things I want to say, but I don't want to get cancelled.
I'm not the first person to make that joke. I'm not taking credit for it, but like, it just looks like that sort of mix. I can never get that image out of my head now.
Yeah.
I think when that meme came out a few years ago and actually someone actually made a full poster of Captain Puerto Rico. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. It will forever be stained in every comic book fan's head, and I'm fucking for it. I think it's hilarious.
Oh yeah, it's so funny, especially because they didn't notice until it was pointed out. Like, even Chris Evans heard about it, and he was like, "I had no clue."
He was that's funny because he was the one who shared it on Twitter. X, and I remember thinking, "What the fuck?" And I went, "Holy shit, that is the Puerto Rican flag."
Yeah, because he got asked about it, I believe, in like the Avengers Endgame media scrum.
No, wasn't it Age of Ultron?
No, it wasn't. It might have been Age of Ultron. Yeah, because it was 3. Yeah, I remember it was some media scrum. He got asked about it, and he lost his shit at it.
Yeah,
and that was when he shared the meme, because like he had to look it up and find it. But yeah, that was the vibe I got from that suit. And then we get pretty much the ending scene of episode 2. Parker practically just walks with his head in his hands into the office going, "I'm so sorry that I messed up. I'm so sorry that this, that, and everything else. Please don't fire me. Please give me a second chance." And you initially think Norman's like hearing him out, because he turns around and almost looks confused. Like he's got the whole like, huh, face going on. But then he turns.
Wait, you're not.
He's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean I'm going to fire you? It's like he has no idea what was happening. But then he turns the monitor around, and you see the scene from earlier of Peter suiting up into the Spider-Man suit in the emergency exit. He's like, "So you're Spider-Man."
Credits.
Credits. So there's your hook for the next 3 episodes. And like, honest to God, that shocked the hell out of me, because I'm like, wow, they wasted no time.
I scared my neighbor because I screamed out, "What the fuck?" so loud that they actually came to my door and thought, "What's going on?" And I actually showed them, and they went, "Oh my god," because I hadn't watched the episode yet. So I was like, "Fuck." So I ruined the episode for them, but they were like, "Oh my god, I can totally understand why you scream that loud."
Yeah, because like they wasted no time with him finding out. Because there is the running thing, like every series, every comic, every movie, Goblin finds out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. It's been a thing since the 60s.
Yeah,
but I didn't think they were going to do it that quickly. Like, I saw during the episode list, you see like Scorpion Rising. And I thought maybe around there would be when he finds out. But then, like, Parker Luck, that should have been a giveaway. That should have been the giveaway that he was going to find out very quickly. And, like, that was why I mentioned in the title card, they sort of subtly hint it, because he's taking off his mask and Oscorp's in the background. But just, audible gasp when I saw that. Like, yeah, they are wasting no goddamn time.
All right.
Whoa. But
Well,
yeah,
let's call it episode
yeah.
2 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Pete,
Oh, definitely cool. Definitely cool.
Tass.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like
Yep.
the first episode was good too, but this was much better. Like now we're kicking in like straight away.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm 100%. This is a fucking cool episode. I'm hoping that like I said when we did X-Men 97, they stick the landing on this one because
No,
I'm really enjoying this. I'm kind of like, and it's a shame that Rich and Nate are not here because like they did bring up good points when it came to this series. Like why are we getting this series when we can have a continuation of 94 Spider-Man? I'm kind of on the back. I've kind of now put that on the back burner because of this episode,
Mm.
because
I
it wasn't
yeah.
expected.
No, I would love a continuation of 94, especially because now that 97's become so popular, we know it can be done.
Mm.
But honestly, I reckon they might steer away from it only because the show writer of 97 probably had that in his back pocket, and now they've kind of had to fire him, unfortunately.
Well, this is where I'm at because obviously it's not single episodes happening over what is it 9 weeks. I've got a feeling that because they've now decreased it to 2 to 3 episodes. I've got a feeling we may hear soon.
Mm,
Maybe announce the saying there will be continuation, and because there's more anticipation for that series to
mm.
come out that they'll do the weekly thing, and then this one they just want to fob off and then just get as much as they can.
Yeah,
No?
especially with like the amount of sort of references and subtle callbacks they've done to Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that this isn't MC like the Marvel Studios film division making these references. It's the Marvel Studios animation division
yeah.
that's making these references, so that way they can go like, look, the films are completely different, but guys, we can work together.
As long as they don't do what they did with the fucking animation they did prior to that, with Avengers, not Avengers, sorry, just Marvel's Avengers and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, where it kind of looked like it was going to be continuation, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
that was a soft launch for Marvel games.
yeah.
Like it didn't take off the way they wanted it to. But
But they
now,
were good. They were good
thankfully,
shows though. But it's just like
mm,
don't make it look like it's an actual continuation. Just fucking
yeah,
either make a continuation or making something completely different.
yeah, make it good and then worry about that.
Exactly.
Because maybe you could do season one and it's not as popular as you think it's going to be, and then you egg on your face.
Mm.
But if you focus mostly on making it a good show within its own universe, and then leave the references to like clean it up, or for the second season when you can start really delving into that stuff, that's when you can start like worrying about all that.
Yeah.
And I think they've done a good job so far of like having those multiversal questions. So like just in case something does like go belly up or it doesn't turn out as popular as they thought it was going to be, they can go, okay, we'll just leave that by itself.
Yeah.
Like we don't need a what if episode on this. But if it does go popular, then sweet. Here's a like we've got the story beats. We can make something of this.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of this episode, and man, I can't wait for next week. I honestly can't. Because obviously this is coming out on the day of the new episodes because this is a Wednesday as this is premiered. Um, is anyone booked for anything for this weekend?
Nothing that's been announced.
Hmm?
Nothing that's
Like,
been announced.
well, can we announce it now that this episode's come out?
Well, if the graphics out by now, I will be wrestling Valito in DMDUB Kind Rewind.
Beautiful.
Yeah, in the straight up death match. So it's gonna be fun. Round
Right.
two. Let's
Yep.
go.
If you've not seen, hang on, which is the one that you guys did? Was that because it wasn't Dream? It was
No. We did. I'm trying to remember the name of it now.
yeah, that's what
Dayton.
I'm forgetting what it's like. What was it?
Dayton Brewery.
Yeah,
Dayton Brewery?
no. Yeah, it was Dayton Brewery, but I can't remember the name of the show.
I thought that was the name of the show.
Wasn't Wasn't Bash at the Brewery. That one was October.
No, Basher Brewery is the one that got cancelled.
That was no. That didn't get cancelled. It was just in
Didn't it?
October. No.
Oh, okay.
I worked that show. I'm on the fucking poster. But yeah, I can't remember the name of the last one. But that was the first round with me and Valito. Had the saucy summer death match, and now we're having a rematch.
All right. Well, that should be fun. Don't get too hurt.
Yeah. Something that has got the graphics and everything. I'm in the 2 Ready to Die tournament run by Reaper Pro over in New Zealand.
Yes.
March 1st is the date of that. And I'm not sure if it's going to be released on IWTV or anything later, but yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Tash, you booked for anything?
Well, currently I'm on the injured list, so probably won't be in action for a bit, but hopefully I'll be back at some point this year.
All right. Well, the only thing I can say that I'm booked on is Alpha Pro Wrestling's Purpose, which is happening February 22nd.
Yeah, I think it's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually can't say what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm the commissioner. Well, at least the character of Commissioner Crow is a part of that. I'm technically booked for something else, but I don't know what I'm doing, so I can't really announce that because I haven't been told what the fuck I'm doing yet. Wrestling, it's never a guarantee, and you don't know.
Well, we can say what has been announced.
Yeah, no, that's the only one I can say that's announced.
Yeah. Well, we've got the main event of Mike Chaos versus Too Crazy Robin. We also have
we plug in Alpha.
Yeah, we plug in Alpha.
Oh, okay, because
the show that you literally just plugged.
Yeah, but I thought we're talking about our bookings, not the company that we work for.
Well, there you go. Now you know the main event.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Everyone knows that. Hang on. I will ask this. Who have you guys got? Have you got Chaos or you got Crazy on this one?
Chaos, probably.
Tass?
Yeah, probably Chaos.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna say Crazy because
I love Crazy, but he's a tag team guy, isn't he? He's a tag team guy. Let's face it. Come on.
Like friggin' that match he had last at the last event. I think it's probably one of his best matches I've ever seen. When it's by himself, when he's not in the tag team. So
yeah, I say that in all good faith. Please do crazy.com for me.
Yeah,
I love you, man.
Oh God!
You want a raw beef? I'll give you a raw beef.
With that being said, let me get to the camera. All right. With that being said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. Want more from What is Cool? Make sure to check out the YouTube channel where you can find the live, well, not the live, but the video portion of this show, as well as some very interesting clips. And don't forget to follow What If It's Cool on all socials. It can be found at What If It's Cool. Keep that support coming. And if you want to keep that support coming for as little as $5 a month, you can help us, keep the lights on. It's very dark in here because, we haven't paid the bills yet. But for as little as $5 a month, you can support us and get your name in the credits, just like these people. And until next time, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.